Okay guys, welcome to your tutorial which introduces you to the concept of negative integers. A reminder that this word here, integer, what an integer is. An integer is a whole number. Okay, so far we have looked at adding, multiplying, dividing, subtracting with positive integers. Now we're going to have a look at it with negative integers. Okay, or negative numbers. So you will need a heading in your rule book, Introduction to Negative Integers. And underneath that heading you need to write the following words. Adding and subtracting a positive integer can give both positive and negative answers. So when we add and subtract to a positive integer, this can give both positive and negative answers. And you might be sitting there thinking, what is Mr. Corsi going on about? Positive? What? So what we are going to do is we are going to have a look at a few examples. So underneath it, I'd like you to write the heading, Examples. So what you are going to look at today and what you're going to be introduced to is hopefully something that a few of you would recognize from primary school, which is the concept of a number line. Okay, what I would like you to do is I would like you to write down this example, 2 plus 3. I'd like you to write this statement underneath. If a positive number is added to a number, you move right on the number line. Okay, so if we're adding, what that is saying is if we add, we move to the right of our number line. Okay, when I've got this statement here, 2, positive 2, that gives me my starting point on my number line. And I get told to add 3. So I'm adding, I'm moving to the right, 1, 2, 3. Now, some of you are probably sitting there thinking, oh, Mr. Corsi, why are you wasting my time? I learnt 2 plus 3 in kindergarten. Okay. What you didn't learn in kindergarten is working with negative numbers. I still get my year 9s to use a number line occasionally when working with negative numbers because they are tricky to deal with. So the concept that I want you guys to get used to is working with a number line. Let's have a look at another example. Okay, this time I've got -5 and I add 2. This -5, the first number, gives me my starting point on the number line. So my starting point on the number line is -5. And then because I'm performing addition, my rule tells me that I move to the right. So I go 1, 2, and my answer becomes -3. My answer's still a negative because I started on -5 and then I added 2, or I moved 2 spots to the right on my number line. That's addition. What about subtraction? Underneath that example, I'd like you to write these words, and draw the number line in. Okay? It says if a positive number is subtracted from another number, you move to the left. So when we perform subtraction, we move to the left of our number line. We move towards the left. This 2 gives me my starting point on the number line. I go to the 2 on the number line and it tells me I subtract 3 places. So I move over 1, 2, 3. My answer becomes -1. Let's look at the final example. Again, I'm performing a subtraction. So when I subtract, I move to the left. This first number here gives me my starting point. It says -4. So I start on -4. And it says I subtract 2. So I go 1, 2 places. That gives me an answer of -6. Now guys, I know these numbers are small at the moment. What you will need to do today is you will be looking at larger numbers, okay? But use these basic concepts. When I subtract on a number line, I move to the left. When I add, I move to the right. If you get that, you will be A-okay.